EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Houston Texans and the Denver Broncos. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. From his end zone, here's Tremont Smith. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And they'll begin by running the option. And, whoa, he's going to hope that that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Mills. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. So 8 yards on the completion there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. This defense for the Broncos, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game.
Mills can't get away, and down he goes. DJ Jones with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 16. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at the 33-yard line. Now it's Wilson. He'll get this underneath to Edmonds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
A first carry now for Chase Edmonds. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos 1st down. The Broncos 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Wilson. Man open left side. It's Williams. And oh, he's just going to be short here. Barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Interesting decision here. Opening drive, Charles. 4th and short. You're in field goal range. We'll see what they do.
I just shake a fist at my offense and say, go get it, guys. Because if you can't pick up 4th and short here, we're probably in trouble the rest of the game. Show some confidence. Show some aggressiveness. Go pick it up.
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Patrick. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. To throw again is Wilson. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Greg Dulcich, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Out of the end zone comes Smith. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. They'll run it for the first time with Dameon Pierce to about the 40-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Eight yards to go on 2nd down. Mills. Mechie has it on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with the tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
A gain of 3, second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The 22 is the line to gain here on third down. Play action now, Mills. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And nowhere to go. He only makes it to the 5.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
Oh, what a juke into space. He's up to the 20. Now he gets free up the left sideline. Huge play there for Denver. 42 yards. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run in the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
They'll run on first down, Edmonds. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3-3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on fourth down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Well, you normally talk about the mobility and the accuracy first, but the arm strength, that's what can turn Russ into danger Russ. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive. They're going for Howard, but the pass intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Up the middle, it's Williams. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. Off the option, here's Williams. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Christian Harris brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. The kick by McManus is good, and the lead stretches 16-3 now. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game, and they make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands. I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Michael O.J. Moody. And the Broncos are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo.
He's got a man complete. And he's going to step out of bounds at the 35-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 44 yards. On first down, Wilson. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
14.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Mills. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. On play action, Mills. This ball caught by Mechie. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
The Houston Texans were looking to add another playmaker to its receiving group this offseason, and they'll certainly get that from John Mechie from Alabama. He had over 2,000 yards in his final 2 years with the Crimson Tide. Expect to see him involved early and often in every game and really be a good blocker when they run the ball as well. Here, he catches the football and moves the chains.
So we're at halftime here in Denver with the Broncos leading this one. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
They go play action with Wilson. Over the middle, complete to Judy. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They'll send the tight end in motion left. Edmonds going to get the handoff here on the option. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. He'll find Sutton on the right side, complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now a run straight ahead with Edmonds. Room here to run. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. They finally caught up to him there at the end of the play, but great inside handoff, and what a powerful run.
The first few yards seemed relatively easy. Then it got tougher, right? And that's where he showed that he was not going to go down easily. He was not going to be denied until he got everything he could out of that run.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Good job right there. Good job right there.
Wilson. Flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just one.
Touchdown, Broncos! Greg Dulcich with his second touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Nathaniel Hackett told his offense to stay put. They're going for 2. Wilson going to throw for it. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
2nd and 10 now. Third quarter action in Denver. On second down, here's Pierce. Shoves him away. A solid stiff arm. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. First down, they go right back to Pierce. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Play fake, Mills. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A first down throw from Mills. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
He's got his man. It's Pierce. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Running it out of the gun with Pierce. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They go play action. Mills. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Mills to throw it. To Pierce, they set up the screen. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Gotta figure this is one they need here on 3rd and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
They'll run through with Pierce. And he'll be caught behind the line of scrimmage at the 3. They stop him on 4th and goal at the 3. And the Bronco defense comes up big. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. He'll go up top here for Hamler. They've got his man complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Now a 1st down carry, it's Williams. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down. Here's Wilson. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
On 2nd down, Williams. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert.
And Mills is intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 41. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at the 41-yard line. After the interception, here's Wilson. This pass caught by Hamler. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. On second down, this is Edmonds. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3, and they've had that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
First and 10 now for Mills and the Texans.
At their own 25-yard line.
They'll get things started with a carry by Pierce.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Throwing, Mills. That's complete to Pierce.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. The offense on third down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
On fourth down, they'll try and run for it. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on fourth. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It's a 7-yard gain there. It's good enough to move the chains.
A nice run there. He calls his own number, gets the first down, and it slides to a stop before he has to take any contact.
And that absolutely has to please this coaching staff because you know they've been drilling into his head. You're no good to us on the sidelines if you're not playing, right? If you have to be over here full-time with us, that doesn't work so well. We need you on the field, so sliding like that, they'll take that every time.
Jalen Petrie coming up to bring him down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. He will push his way down to about the 14. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
And this one is no good. He missed it. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance. Well, he was 3 for 3 to that point, but he couldn't keep the perfect game going.
Did someone mention it on the bench and jinx
Maybe
it?
jinx him a little bit.
Well, you doubt it had anything to do with overconfidence, but hey, it's an inexact science. These things do happen.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Here's Mills. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On third down, here's Pierce. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. And the penalty makes this a much more manageable third down, 3rd and 2. Pierce will try to pick it up. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action now. Mills out to his left. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
He's letting it fly for Cooks. And this one is incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
One last shot from Mills. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
The extra point is good, but it only impacts the final score as this game comes to a close. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often